greatest show on earth.
Welcome back to the Con Culture Convo, guys. Today we're talking Motor City. Me and Tembo, Motor City Comic Con. Just happened the weekend of May 16th through 18th, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. 2025. And yeah, we're going to review it for you. Just in case you weren't there and you want to know. Or maybe you were there and want to see how it was for everybody else.
Yeah.
Whatever you like. Welcome. What do you have to say about the show before we jump into it? We did a history of this, by the way.
Yeah, that was one of our.
We still
probably
haven't.
one of my favorite episodes.
I know. We
done
need
the
to
other
do
ones,
another history of different
we
shows.
do. If you guys have any recommendations of some older shows that have been out for a while, hit us up. We'll do a review on it. We'll do a history. We'll do all that fun stuff. How about that?
We already know what shows to do history of. We just haven't done them, is my point.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it until you just mentioned it. We keep thinking of all these ideas of stuff to do, and then it's like, we had a good one. But...
Yeah, I know. And then there's that. I just realized.
Yes.
So, anywho, if you'd like to check that out, check out their history of Motor City Comic Con. We did, I think it was last November. And you should check that out. And it's on our YouTube
6 months
page.
ago.
I know.
7 months ago almost. That's insane.
Yikes. That's crazy.
But yeah, so Novi is definitely one of my favorite places probably to go for a show.
Sure. It's easy.
For being kind of like a suburb, whatever. It's like the show's easy to do. You drive in, unload, like
right at your
so
booth.
Easy.
Love
right
that.
at your booth. In and out. And then if not, even if you don't do that, like if you get there early enough, you park in the back and like you go straight in the doors, and it's never farther than probably maybe a 5-minute push if you had to at most.
It's flat.
You know,
it's pretty easy. It really is. The Motor City does a good job with it.
They do need to redo the damn door entrances in the back, though. They got those holes, like the little potholes. Man, when you're heavily weighted, that shit will fuck up your cart.
A wheel off of my hand cart last May. No, it was November. It was November's. No. It was May's. It was May's because I sent somebody November's. It sheared the wheel right off. Which then you're trying to hold it up while you're pushing the remaining way. God. That was not fun. So. And it was a $200 hand cart. Come on. Yeah, they need to fill those gaps they have in the pavement.
Like literally, like next year, if I go, if they're let me, I'll just go get there 2 days early and fill it with some fucking asphalt. Like it's not hard.
You guys
it's
mind
not
if
hard.
I fill your potholes in?
Literally, it's not hard.
I know.
Ask LA. They've done it so successfully.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Who is that ran on that whole model? The mayor or whatever? We're going to fill every pothole or whatever. Who was that?
I forget his name, but it was not a successful endeavor.
Like, it was like really good for like a couple of weeks. And then after that, they're like, yeah, we can't keep up.
No, we don't have the budget to fill in these potholes.
Yeah, no shit. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a ton. So,
and there's a lot up there in Michigan, bro. That shit gets that snow fucks up like
the freezing,
Ohio.
The freezing, and then it explodes in the spring, so they have to do it all over again. That's always been that way. Yeah, it's rough. Roads are rough up there.
You think there'd be a better technology at this point for roads? Like it hasn't changed in how long?
Oh, since pavement.
100 years?
Yeah, since pavement.
I mean,
so it's been a century, over a century, and you'd think we'd come up with a better way.
Do they deal with these issues in like? Norway and
I don't know.
Places like that,
I don't know. I mean, it gets winter there, so I would assume maybe they have a better system.
Yeah, but then again, they probably have some dumb technology we don't even know about that they won't tell anybody. They're like, oh yeah, our roads are perfect. Like, no, you dumb Americans. Well, you're going to tear off our roads.
Canada, and this was back in the 80s and 90s, they probably still have them, but they used to have this snow machine that had this like open truck trailer behind it that was full of boiling water, and then the plow would be down. They'd go right down the side street after they cleared the road, so they'd go down the actual piles, and as it's plowing, it puts the snow onto a conveyor belt that shoots it over the cab and into the water, and then at the back of it they have a pipe that shoots it down into the water down into the storm drain.
Oh, it's too convenient.
What? Yeah. They would clear whole roads, like side streets, in no time in Toronto with those things. And that was 30 years ago. I've still never seen one of those in America.
No.
ridiculous.
Have you seen the one in Japan? Those ones are really crazy, bro. Like actually where like the car like pulls in and goes sideways, picks up the snow. Like it's
I have seen
like
videos of those.
they're
That's right.
so crazy. Like Japan makes us look like so stupid when it comes to everything technology wise. They're so far ahead.
I know. It's crazy. Yeah. It's just because we price ourselves out of making those affordable for a local municipality to be able to afford. They're so expensive that the people that are in charge of plowing your roads can't afford to buy them. So it's like, then what's the purpose? I mean, why even have them? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we digress. Michigan roads suck in the winter. They didn't suck for Motor City Comic Con because it was in May. So
yes.
So Loden,
but there's still a lot of potholes. So watch out.
There's lots of potholes. So obviously we just covered Loden. Loden was again, it's always a breeze.
Loden's probably a top 10 Loden.
It sure is.
If not top 5.
Any con that lets you drive into your booth is going to be in your top 10, no matter how you.
And a big show. It's not some small little shitty show that like you pull in and there's 25 vendors. No, this is a big show. I mean, it's so
been around
easy.
for over 30 years. So yeah, it's definitely 35, almost 35 years.
Yeah, we did a history about it.
I know, we did a history about it last November. Okay, so anything else about setup that you wanted to mention?
I say we get right into it.
All right, sweet.
There's things I'm going to make comments on, but they're going to be about the show while it happens, so we can move on.
So Friday's hours were, was it noon to 8?
1? Like 1?
Maybe it was 1 to 8.
Or 1 or
That's
something
probably
like
about right. Yeah. That sounds right.
No, it was 7. It was 7.
It was 7?
It was 7.
Good.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
I hate 8s.
I remember walking by to your booth and be like, we both looked, we're like, oh my God, it's 7. Yes, we can go get dinner tonight.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So it was 1 to 7. And
because I had my favorite burger place after.
Oh, that's right.
One of my top 3 burger places in the U.S. for me, man. I love those things.
I went back home and had dinner with some friends at their place and stayed up way too late. And but Friday sales wise was decent for me. I'm not sure exactly how they were for you. It was like a good Friday anywhere with a little bit of a bump.
I think like your cliche, it started a little later than it started till about 2:00 for us sales wise.
Yeah.
And then it ended at like 5, 6.
That was more of a
unfortunately.
Honestly, I think that's how it was the whole weekend.
Yeah, that show could have ended every day at 5. And I don't think we would have lost much money.
We say that about a lot of shows, and it is true.
Yeah. It's not a Motor City thing at all.
No,
not at all.
A lot of people bail early on shows now. They get their fill and they get out of there. But yeah, Friday was no exception to that, and I can't think of anything else that was kind of anything remarkable about Friday. So I guess we'll move on to Saturday. How was Saturday for you?
So Saturday was really, but once again, it started off really slow.
Yeah.
The first hour, I could have not been at my booth.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have lost. I didn't make a single sale to like 11:14 or something like that.
Yeah, it was definitely
and then it kicked off. But
definitely
like Saturday was really good.
Yeah.
But once again, it was basically 11:15, 11:30 till 5:00, 5:30.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I agree.
We left early a little bit on Saturday, which never happens.
Yeah.
Not live. It was like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
guys. It wasn't some. We didn't leave crazy. It was like 10, 15 minutes just to get out of the parking lot early.
Yeah.
Yeah, it died literally at 5:30.
Yeah.
I mean, dead. Like you and I went and we went and talked to Todd Habercorn for like 20 something minutes.
Yeah.
Like that was a long time.
Yeah, that's right. We were walking around. That's right. Yeah. I mean, it definitely died early.
For me and Chris to both be walking around.
Yeah.
A lot.
The sales were good, but they weren't great. Again, the boom years of 22 and 23, 21 and 22 are definitely long gone. It's back to kind of the normal. Motor City, for me at least, was never a crazy show, except for the 2 boom years. Most of the time, it's always been a consistently good show. And that's what it was right back.
It's a solid show.
Yeah, it was right back to that for me.
It's kind of like your SAC anime of Michigan.
Yeah.
For the Comic-Con.
Yeah, I agree.
You kind of know within 20% of what you're going to do, guaranteed.
Which I find shows like that very valuable because you can plan on them more. I will say the November show version of that is a little bit more of a wild card. I've done well at that, and I've done terrible at that one. That one's a little bit more unpredictable, especially this year because it's going to be going up against Grand Rapids for the first time.
Yeah, I don't get that move personally.
I don't either.
Like, I don't think you need to do the second show personally.
I don't think
or
it's
like if you do, make it like a smaller 2-day show and cut it in half.
Well,
and like
that was
focus
the
on something else.
If you remember, they did that pitch, and I say the same thing every time anyone does it. They do that to get you in the door, and then they just start adding on the vendors and adding the cost. They never did drop the booth cost on that show either.
No, it's the same price as a normal show.
Yeah.
So, for half, in my opinion, half the sales, half the attendees.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. The November show is definitely up to each person to do. I've done it because I have family there and it's like a good excuse to go back and do it. This year I won't be doing it. It'll be the weekend before our show, but it's also going up against Grand Rapids, which I'm already booked at. And I'm probably going to be sending someone to Grand Rapids anyway. So I'm not.
We got work to do for Retro Eats Expo, baby.
That is correct. So I'm not going to be worrying about
which is November 21st.
Nope, 22nd.
November 22nd to 23rd.
That's right. Columbus, Ohio.
In Columbus, Ohio, at the Ohio Expo Center.
It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be starting some more guest announcements in a few weeks.
Comic-Con meets fast food history.
That's right. Yeah. Anything cool, retro, pop culture-y, vintage
We've got
toys.
some cool guests, guys. We're working on it's really hard to find guests in this. Like you can't just call an agent and be like, hey, blah blah. But we found a couple of people that can come out and do some really exclusive panels and stuff that like you guys you're gonna be able to ask questions to somebody that you will never probably be able to ask.
If you have any interest in fast food history, like if you do watch my vlog, it's gonna be like walking into an episode of Set Streets and Eats. It's gonna be a really, really cool new thing. It's going to be new. There's definitely not been anything like this. So, but we digress. Saturday, I think we covered it. We went to a nice dinner Saturday night. Nice Italian place.
Yeah, we did. We had a fantastic day. Even though we went out with Damon Bowie, friend of the show, both of us here,
artist Damon
very
Bowie.
Good friend. But he did not make a reservation for the correct day, so we had to wait. He made it for an
Friday
hour.
and told us Saturday, and we all showed up Saturday for our reservation, and we did not have a reservation.
Yep.
And that's okay. We waited about 30 minutes.
barely fit. My food is good, but I couldn't even eat half of it. It was a lot. It was too much.
I had a pizza, very delicious pizza. They had the stone oven there, and it was quite delightful.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I know we recorded this last week. But did you go to Antico's in Atlanta?
Oh, yes. I went to Antico's.
Sure. Okay.
I was trying, the other place I was trying to go to Shea Butter Jones, which is a very famous burger place in Atlanta. And I couldn't get out in time to get there in time. So it closed an hour after we got out of the show. And we showed up, and as soon as I walked in, the chef was like, no more orders. They couldn't catch up there because they closed in an hour, and she had a stack of orders in her hand. She's like, I can't take any more. And I was like, oh, and I couldn't. But they opened. I couldn't go before the show because they didn't open until afternoon. So it was frustrating. I didn't get Shea Butter Jones this year, but I did get Antico. Got both the stromboli and the pizza. It's still spicy as can be. And I took the rest home, and I ate it on Monday. It's lovely.
The best food. It's the best pizza to eat cold, like after you had it. Like
I had a couple slices in the car
session.
On the way home Sunday, and then I saved the rest to warm up in the oven on
Monday. Last time I went there, I got 2 pizzas. I got one. I ate half of it there. I didn't even open the other one, and I kept it in the fridge for like 3 days and ate it cold, and it was really good still. So
Antico's just has a unique pizza flavor that you're not gonna. I assume it's more like being in Italy. Because even the menus in Italian, and it's they have the
much
old
like
oven.
Europe, you can't change any of the.
It's very it is
anything on the pizza.
That's the other unique thing about it. You cannot change the toppings on the pizza. Like every pizza
even if
place,
you're allergic,
you get what you want. This comes with extra allergies. It's
gluten. 5x. Yes, we include all of the gluten.
There's a lot of gluten. It's the dough is unlike any other pizza crust that you'll taste. It's just a really unique pie that needs to be in everyone's top 5 pizza list. Honest to God,
if it isn't, it's because they haven't had it.
It's just one of those places you have to go to experience. But it's phenomenal.
All right, so on to Sunday.
Yes.
We had our good Italian dinner, and Sunday came in. I got a little crazy.
Yeah.
I did not want to wait for the line to pull in and all that bullshit. So I woke up because I'm currently on a diet, and I got like a carbonara. I don't even know what it was in, but whatever pasta. And it was really good, but it was very heavy whipped cream.
Sure.
And that shit messed me up, and I was up half the night. So I got up at like 5:30. I was like, you know what? I went showered. I'm like, the Starbucks opens at 6. I'm like, I'm just going to get Starbucks. I'm going to go park. And I got there, and I got the exact parking spot I wanted. Sure. Straight. I mean, I'm talking 30 feet away from the door that we're going in and out of. And my booth is directly from that door about 60, 70 feet.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for me. It was worth it. I was out. God, probably, I mean, maybe an hour and a half, which is really quick for my stuff.
Yeah. Because yours takes a bit longer than mine to fold up. But I think we got out there around the same time. That's the move. Definitely, because I parked in the other lot because I got there later, but I just ended up right before load out. I just moved into that at the end of that aisle.
Yeah.
And anyway, look, I would say it ended at 5 sales wise. Oh, what was your sales wise?
Little tip before I forget.
Yeah.
If you guys ever do Motor Saver for the first time, when you go to check in or when you pay on your app, everything, when you apply for it on the app, you can prepay for parking.
That's true.
$15 for all 4 days.
Yeah, because it's $10 a day. So it ends up being half price. It's the move.
The fun fact is, I got there every day and there was no one checking it, so I could have not paid anything.
That is the ironic thing. If you get there early enough, there's no one out there. So that's true. That's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, I was there like literally 7.
Yeah, because the first day I got there, I got there early enough that no one was out there taking tickets or charging for parking.
Yeah,
I just had it for the next 2 days because I got there later. But that is another tip. If you don't want to pay for parking at all, just show up hours before open and you'll be fine.
Yep. Yeah, if you're cool with sleeping in your car for a little bit and getting up early.
Free parking.
I went and got a Starbucks sandwich, got my drinky drink, and I just watched some YouTube, fell asleep for like an hour, woke back up around 8, was like, oh, I still have another fucking
because they don't let you in till 9. So on Saturday and Sunday, which it's kind of Steel City of them. I'm not real crazy about that, where they won't let anyone in until an hour before the show opens. I hate that. But there's a couple shows.
But then they were letting people in like 15, 20, 30 minutes early too. So really you only had like half an hour.
Yeah.
And I had to do inventory stuff. And I'm like, glad it wasn't crazy busy in the beginning.
I know.
Speaking of crazy, I have one complaint about the show. Sure. And it's not a reflection on Motor City.
Right.
It isn't. It's a reflection on the vendors at Motor City.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to all of you if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Stay in your fucking booth.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so sorry, but that was the worst show I've ever been to.
It's been bad
with the amount of people
that
are taking so much liberty.
Yeah.
Like there's 15-foot aisles at Motor City, right? Which is big. Yeah. But like, I mean, I bumped out maybe 4 or 5 inches. Okay, cool. No one cares about that, right? Cares. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Their space across from me, he took 3.5 feet on both sides.
Well, have you noticed how they do it? So the way I think they justify it in their minds, it's very rarely a full 10-foot section that comes out. It'll come out a little bit. What they'll do is they'll get a little bump out section of like a 2 or 3 foot rack or something that holds, something they can put in front of tables. They'll put those out so that it's like, it's not like a full table. It's just a couple of feet, but they'll do several of those. So it really is a bump out. And everyone does that now. And then they'll put their chairs right either on the edge of the booth or right out in the middle of the aisle. And it's all designed to, of course, guide traffic into your booth. But let's make no mistake. That's what they're doing. It's shitty because
they also don't want to give up any square footage inside their booth,
which is
design their booth.
Everybody
has
to do that. Trust me, I would love to have extra space in my booth, but you have to have a place to be in there. And these guys think they've been like, "Oh, I'm a genius. I can sit out in the aisle and I can fill that space." Well, they've gotten away with it for a while. Fan Expo's been cracking down on it. I do hope we have other convention.
It needs to be an industry crackdown.
Yeah, it's running rampant
anything
right now.
More than a foot fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so sick and tired of this
Sack
shit,
Anime
man.
definitely cracks down on it hard. They come around and actually have somebody, and they crack on it to the point where you can't even come over the line now on your booth. It's really tough, but they definitely don't do any of the sitting in the aisle thing. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And that should be how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was every single space around me did it. Every single one.
Yeah. You get a lot of those tchotchke dealers and comic dealers and toy dealers, and they will take that mile every time. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
One more thing in which was one of the most frustrating things I've gone through. And we're going to go back to last week's episode.
Sure.
Where we talked about MomoCon and our lovely friends that do electric.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Get ready, guys, because this is going to be starting to happen everywhere.
So I had my own issues with this show.
Yeah.
So I actually wasn't
from yours, and I put all mine in one plug. But they're doing basically a version of the thing that Momo's doing.
So the fire marshal walked through and was like, "Can I see your stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like I literally plug in basically tiny LED, like 5 LED lights, and that's it. Right? Yeah. Nothing on.
Should have
and
no
I have
issue.
Indoor, outdoor, high rated, weatherproofed plugs that my commercial electrician, one of my best friends, told me up, said, he's like, they literally run fridges off of these in commercial restaurants and other places.
Not good enough, Tim.
Not good enough. So the guy comes, he's like, you need a different plug. You can't have one plug. Like I couldn't have the plug in, like here's the cord. I can't plug in a 6 extension cord to go out. They're like, no, you can't do that. I was like, yeah, but I'm plugging directly into this.
Yeah.
Designed into this to go out. Why else would they make a 6 plug?
It's not
I said, they're LED strip lightings. I said, they don't. And he goes, yeah, it's not up to code. I said, can you show me the code? Like the farmer was like, can you show me can you name the code? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, no, it is. Trust me. And I said, why am I trusting you, bro?
I'm not trusting
I said,
because you're a liar.
I said, to be honest with you, bro, I said, to me, it sounds like you know your little codes in that. But I said, you don't know commercial, you don't know electrician. Are you an electrician? And he goes, no. And I said, then how the fuck would you know what this is about?
Yeah.
I said, the electrician who came here that dropped my power told me, yeah, dude, we do this all the time. Like, are you kidding me? You can run 100 of these off of that. And I go, yeah, I know. And he goes, it's been crazy. Like we get fined by the city every time something like this happens. They said a couple weeks, either a month ago or 2 months ago, that they had a boat show there that they did not open for one whole day because a fire marshal wouldn't let them open because one of the exhibits didn't have their shit right and they wouldn't change it on time. They shut down the show floor for one day. They said there was like 500-600 people outside waiting.
I don't see how anyone could let them get away with that.
Well, I mean it's kind of one of those things where
I'd be suing. I mean, that's a major loss of business if that's what happened. It's crazy.
It's one of those things where I pray to God that this current administration who's giving away power to people that probably shouldn't have it, it better not go to fucking fire marshals. They should not have an ounce more power than they should.
No,
at all.
Shouldn't.
Period.
They already misuse with the little power that they have.
Literally, like they think they're like God's gift to everyone. And yes, they do a service. I get it. But at the same time, it's also free money for half the shit you do.
You can't tell me that there's ever been a fire marshal that's been necessary. Hi, guys. I'm in front of Rats, a chain that used to have hundreds of locations and only has a few left now to talk to you guys about the Retro Eats Expo. It's my new con. I'm starting with my buddy Tim Hyde. Rax is definitely one of the brands that I would consider retro. And if you guys are interested in anything about that convention, which I will be talking exhaustively on this channel about, check out my Retro Eats Expo YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Turn your notifications on because I'm going to be putting tons of content on this channel this year. And I would like you guys to see it first. So do me a favor. Hit up Retro Eats Expo on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And make sure you join the website, get some passes, and come to the Retro Eats Expo. We're back from that nice ad for that Retro Eats Expo we already talked about. You guys need to go check that out.
We even made you wait. See, we didn't even throw the ad in like the first 2 minutes. We made you guys wait like 20 minutes into the show.
Like, they're doing commercials this late. They're at the end of it.
Yeah, we know how to get you guys here. All right.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, so the fire marshal guy, I'm gonna bring that up again one more time.
Yeah.
So he came back to check things, right? And then I go, hey, by the way, Mr. Fire Marshal, I said, I know you're so anal about all this stuff, and I get it, but I said, dude, you're shitting on me for something that's not even dangerous. Well, this vendor right there is sitting out in the aisle. That one's extended out 5 feet, which now makes a safety hazard. Literally, there's 5 things happening all there.
None and he was like,
oh, yeah, I'll look into it.
None of those concern him.
Because he can't make money off of because he even told me, he's like, oh, the simple thing is just go buy more power.
Oh, okay.
You need another drop.
Is that all we need to do? Yeah, that's going to be the new thing, guys, is multiple drops per booth now that they are expecting. The cost for power is going to skyrocket for every show.
I pulled a Chris Bauer and I was getting red in the face. I came with you right after. I looked at him and I said, hey, what's your commission rate on that?
Yeah, no shit.
And he's like, very. And he walked away and I'm like,
you're getting kickbacks. Dick. That's just how it is.
100%.
Yeah. There's no other reason to be doing this. So, that can definitely taint an event, and it probably will in the future for different conventions. The power thing is going to become an issue.
I'll put it this way, guys. This isn't going to be the last time we talk about this on the show.
It's going to happen again and again and again and again. I'm waiting for Denver. I'm really nervous.
Oh, God.
So,
have they even sent out one to get stuff early on that?
I'm sure they have. I just need to look it up.
I should probably do that.
Yeah, and I'm probably past the point of it being, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I can do it this week and still get it in the discounted rate, but I just feel like there's definitely going to be some charges. So,
yeah, because
we'll
out of
let
all
you
them,
know
one of the cities that
in a future episode.
So.
But okay, I think that sums up Motor City. It's a doable.
Yep.
Always the May show's
will
always.
You be back next May?
I definitely will. Yeah. I definitely enjoy Motor City.
No November show for me.
Nope.
I might send a staff member, probably not, but for sure next May. It's one of my favorite shows, so I'll be there. Yeah. If you guys haven't been it, I recommend it.
100%. It's a good one.
And we definitely think you guys should be there. And for us, that is it. And thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Con Culture Convo. Join the Convo.
See y'all.